And now we'd like to introduce Dr. Metris Harris-Weidman from Lancaster University in the UK, and they will discuss It Takes a Village, Holistic Emancipatory Framework for Students of Color in Study Abroad. Thank you for your 2-minute remarks.
Thank you. First, let me just say it is a real honor to be amongst you all. Just everybody's chapters and the information that they're giving me is just really key and very important. Second, Dr. Vista, I so appreciate everything that you've done to bring us all together. So for my chapter, I wanted to give you just a slight background. I'm basically working on my dissertation, my doctoral dissertation at Lancaster University in Education and Social Justice. But my background, I'm actually a therapist. And somehow my first love is psychology and my passion is study abroad. So the framework I created is basically to help educators engage holistically with underrepresented or marginalized students. Okay. While I was doing my research, my literature review, I kept coming across a very deficit-oriented approach to looking at students of color. And I felt like the real story wasn't being told. So in so doing that and looking at HBCUs, which are historically Black colleges and universities, I felt like they embodied some of the village style approach that that is very much a part of my framework. So I'll just skip to the framework because of the time problem. So my framework is called Mensch, which in German is a word that means human. It can also mean a person of integrity and honor. So my thought is that we need something that will help educators engage with students in such a way that we get a fuller picture of who they are and what their needs are when they study abroad. I don't know if many of you know, but students of color are frequently underrepresented in study abroad. And so for me, one of my goals as a former study abroad student, is to get more people out there. So Mensch, M, that means multiple consciousness. And that is, it's basically exploring whether students self-identify with plural identities. So it's understanding that students of color are not a monolithic group and they're not limited to one identity. The other is the exploration, E, exploration of the identity intersections and the potential impact on study abroad experience that those identities might have. So that might be, what might it be like for to study abroad in France if you identify with being Black and gay? And how might you be prepared for that in advance? Name, which is highlighting the power structures relevant to students' study abroad experiences before, during, and following their study abroad experiences. So who are the gatekeepers? Who allocates scholarship funds? That's really important. S for study abroad context. This is about counter storytelling. It's about hearing from the students themselves about their experiences and who they are. And as we've heard actually in the awards that were given earlier in this presentation. So that's important. C, capability approach, uses relevant tools to increase access, participation, and more inclusive practices. And this is also about getting their stakeholders together, including the students in that process, including their families in that process, to understand how can we make it better. H is highlighting the knowledge, skills, and the abilities of the students. So students bring with them all kinds of skills, all kinds of experiences, and we need to tap into that to make it a better experience for them and for the programs. So my goal is, and this is in closing, is to, I would love to see this used more and more with other programs, and I'll just end it there because I think it's an easy tool and it's something that can make a difference. So thank you everybody. Bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harris-Weidman, for sharing your study with us.